This opening range gap is super small today. Kind of long right here. But kind of short biased, and I didn't want to buy down here. That would have been bad risk to reward. So I'm just going to wait and see what shakes out here. We also have news at 9:45, so I'm not wanting to be too quick to jump into a trade here. I would treat this whole down leg as a Judas swing, taking out a lot of our overnight liquidity, at least London. Might try a buy here. And we'll just use a stop below the 50% of that gap. If it wants to tag me in, cool. If not, no big deal. I mean, it wouldn't have tagged me in anyways if I left my previous limit, so let's see what happens here at news. Well, we got tagged in there. Tag it. See if we can run up to these highs. My target would be right around 950s. After taking this high, I'd look to potentially reach towards this next first presented fair value gap as a target. Entered a little earlier than I would have liked. I typically like to wait till closer to the macro time, but I think it's going to be okay. I mean, whatever happens, happens at this point. Accept the risk, and you lose, you lose. If you win, you win. Just got to trade your setup. See what shakes out here. And the bias here was Judas swing low, took out overnight. London liquidity, opening range gap, while it is small, 80% of the time we trade back into it at least to the 50% or higher. So that makes me think long, although we also have bearish SMT on the 1 hour with, oh, scratch that. We do not. Oh, yeah, we do. On the 1 hour with ES. Worried about that because that kind of confirmed our bullishness, at least for these highs up here. And the fact that we got support here at Thursday's first presented fair value gap as well, that shows a willingness to move higher. I think short term we're bullish, but with all the geopolitical news, I think we could definitely roll over today pretty quick. Liking this price action so far. I'm down to tag this gap. I wouldn't really want to see it trade um, through this gap at all. If it does, I'll probably go break even and let it trail me out soon after if it goes any lower, because there's no need to go red on this trade. But if it does close below here, I will go break even. We'll see. Yeah, why do they make these fuckers so wide? This is 100 points. My 3R. Finally in the macro now, so I want to see this thing keep pushing up. And we already filled this gap, so I wouldn't expect to go too much higher above Wednesday's first presented. So that's why I'm targeting that. If it misses me and just takes this high, that will be unfortunate, but at that point I'll trail my stop and we'll take some profits. Just want to see this macro start spooling up and keep bringing us higher. Shouldn't be long. A couple more minutes, we should hit our target. And guys, I'm trading light size right now because trading on one of my funded futures accounts. This is my last day before live, so trading only 2 micros. I only need $100 more, or $100 per day, and then it'll shift me to live. So not sizing too crazy. And especially because I entered right on news, that could have been potentially bad. Always got to manage risk. want to see this gap pushes higher. I might trade into it again, but I don't want to see price close below it. Just took out this high right here, so hoping I didn't shoot myself in the foot not partialing here. I think we go higher personally, but we'll see. Maybe I'll just go break even to the swing low. 10 points in profit, just in case it completely turns around on me. Okay, we traded below that gap. We do have a 5-minute gap here that it will likely want to trade into. Just mark the top. Yeah, looks like it just wants to go without tapping the M5. Completely fine with me. And just like that, ran into one of last week's first presented fair value gaps. If you want to learn how to trade like this, there'll be a link in the bio of this channel. Find our free Discord and hop in there, and got a whole bunch of notes and education on other stuff like this. It was 3.2R, 100.75 points. And we did actually have an hourly SMT, now that I'm realizing it. It's from this 7 a.m. Just a little sleepy today. Yeah, pretty much done for the day now. I don't need any more than that. We could go higher, we could go lower. I really don't care. Oftentimes, we will revisit the same first fair value gap multiple times in a session or in a day. So I wouldn't be surprised if we came back and revisited this one to then either go higher or lower. But there's a lot of uncertainty in the marketplace right now with all this Israel-Iran news and geopolitical shit. So for me, one and done. No need to overextend any more risk. Just kind of leave it at that. It's Monday. Monday and Friday are my low risk days anyways. Typically 0.5% on Monday and Fridays for my stop losses, and then any other day of the week I'll risk 1%. They're just lower probability days in my opinion, and from the data I've gathered over the last while. So that's kind of my strategy there. But it's really that simple. With the first presented fair value gaps, you do need to have some sort of a bias. But look at that. That was 16 minutes. Yep. 16 minutes in and out. Cannot beat it. And we're still going higher. Yeah, the sellers are fucking stuck now. Whoever shorted here just got absolutely smoked this morning. This is a classic Judas swing because, look, this is 7 a.m. right here. And typically what happens is you mark your liquidity out from 7 a.m. to 9:30. And here's a proper example. God damn. We will almost always have a Judas swing. Sorry, what am I doing? and come run out these lows. So, in my opinion, pretty simple read. Pairing this Judas swing low, which I don't participate in because I know it's just manipulation. Clear out all these stops down here. And then I use this opening range gap, which is rather small today compared to last session. But the theory is we typically 80% of the time will trade back into the 50%, the equilibrium of it, consequent encroachment, whatever you want to say. So we came down, Judas swing, inversed, and inversed this today's first presented. And that's when I knew to be bullish. And I honestly didn't think it would come back and tag me in, but that PMI news dropped and had a pretty solid entry. Didn't take much heat on it at all. And that's it's history from there. You know, pretty simple day, simple read. And most days can be this simple as long as you know, have a plan and a bias. But I think I'm going to call it here, guys. I'm done for the day. So